Of the RLH Championship. Today you join us in Hungary and I'm going to just adjust my microphone level. There we go. So Hungary, it's a track known as Monaco without the barriers, and I've had an idea, and that's to there's a party going on with a lot of the drivers, and I think what might be an idea is to join that group chat halfway through the race. So if you guys think that's a good suggestion. No, round 5 even. Sorry, I've confused myself. But yeah, if you guys think that's a good suggestion to Samster coming out of the pits now, please do let me know in the comments down below, and I'll look into doing that because I think that's a good idea. So this track, very unforgiving, very fun circuit to drive with a lot of high downforce turns. The setup will be very important for the other drivers here, although following is a bit more of a hard question for the drivers. But we'll get started straight away in the qualifying session. Samster, brand new actually, joined just today, and on his debut it'll be interesting to see where he goes. Apparently he's quite fast, from what I've been told anyway, so it will be interesting to see what he can do here. And that just means more drivers. We've only got 11 in the session currently, although I think we're supposed to have a couple more joining towards the end of the session. We'll have to wait and see though. But yeah guys, if you are looking forward to the race, do let me know. And if you think what I said earlier is a good suggestion, please feel free to put it in the comments down below and I will do it. Or if you think it's bad, do let me know as well, and then I won't do it. But hopefully if we do join, there'll be no profanity. And yeah, so we'll get straight into the session. Luckily I won't have to be quiet today because there aren't people around as Samster's coming through the final couple of turns. And along the main straight. Also, I think my game volume might be slightly quiet and I'm so annoyed with my Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm just going to fix that party volume. Hopefully that's better. And yeah, so here, this is very hard, the exit of that turn. Just try and get it on maximum velocity, because I was doing some time trial of it the other day. And yeah, but anyway, heading through this turn, all about the downforce. Samster's on the mediums, it looks like. Yeah, he's on the mediums. It's some drives on the ultra softs, then into the chicane. This chicane is so easy to cut. I mean, the drivers have to be very careful through there. Brumus sets his fastest up with a 1:15.7. Haribo's behind him with a 1:17.0. This is a 14-turn circuit. And then along it here, I think Samster's giving it up on that lap. We've got Wolstrabert heading through Sector 2 now. And there's yellow flags in Sector 3. Not too sure why that is. Nika is currently in 12th. Second even, with 1:16.5. We should have a couple more drivers joining towards the end of the qualifying session. I think we need Chris Menier and Hushrav. They should be joining towards the end of the session. Now then, Wolstrabert, he's done his hot lap. He's done a 1:16.6. As Dropia gets in second with a 1:15.9. That's only provisional though, you must remember. Next on the mediums as well, so you can see there's a bit of a time difference there. This is Samster. Samster's gunning for it now. High speed left-hander. Just trying to keep it nice and wide. Although you don't want to touch those curves because they can easily send you around. Likewise with these sausage curbs on this track, they are very unforgiving. And now through the last few. Oh, and that's Samster. He's in the barrier, and that's going to be front wing damage, and then going to bring a quick end to that hot lap. Nick's out, I think, going back in for a in lap there. Scooter Seb's on an out lap. Spaghetti Chips coming through the final couple of turns. He'll bump that ERS mode up all the way to 4th. Went a bit wide on the exit. That's going to compromise his speed down the straight, and yeah, he's down to ERS mode 0. Not too sure if there's anyone out on the hot lap, but we've got Nick here on the mediums again. Come back out on the straight. Is that wide? Is that going to be an invalidated lap time? Doesn't improve. That was a 1:36.1. I think Nick's going for another lap, so we'll watch him now. This left-hander, very difficult to perfect. And then along here, the high speed left-hander could warrant a slight lift and even a break from some drivers, depending on who they are. But yeah, sorry about the pause. I'm just trying to set up my track map here. But yeah, Nick has given up on that lap. I think most people are in. That was Nick. He's leaving the pits as well, so I think our best bet is just to go on to him now as he exits the pits there. We're going to have a quick look at the standings and where the drivers need to finish. Buongiorno, Simon. You can't race. I noticed you're not racing tonight, so where are you? Please, I'm interested to find out. And as you can see, Brumadinho currently sits on provisional pole on the ultra soft tyres. Nickers on the ultra softs again, currently in third, looking to improve. About nearly half a second off Brumadinho, and just a tenth of a second up on Wusterberg. Yellow flags in sector 2. Not entirely sure about the reason behind that, and I cannot look at the stream comments because this room is god awful Wi-Fi. And if I connect to the extender my PlayStation's on, I mean, or I think, no, Simon, you can't race tonight. Is that because of your exams? Quite possibly. You're saying Synex because Cosex, or something like that. Maths isn't my strong point, but now Nick is going out on his hot lap. I think it was the 1,000th of a second down on that lap. I just need to have a quick look to see if I can verify that. I'm pretty sure that was an out lap though. Yeah, that was an out lap. I don't know what I was seeing there then. Yeah, if I join to the extender, there's a risk the stream will cut out or the quality will become poor. So I'll try and avoid doing that, although that may limit the amount of comments I can read. That's a brand new phone that I've just dropped on the floor. Luckily it's alright. And we're going to have a look at the driver standings once that loads in about half an hour. Good luck with your finals. I notice you are doing some revision. That's always good. Or you can't be doing too much revision if you're watching us racing. But good luck with your exams. This is Nicker now coming through the final 2 turns as Brumadinho increases his lead with a 1:15.4. So he's half a second up on Dropier. As across the line it goes, Dropier now, Nicker now to take second with a 1:15.889 seconds. So under a tenth of a second faster than Dropier, Harry Blues and Wilshire tussling for grid position. You can see just 300ths of a second between those drivers. Now we'll go down because we've got Prince Killer coming out of the final turn on a hot lap. Across the line, it's going to be a 1:16.3, so quite a respectable lap time there. He's up ahead of Harry Blues and Wushbert, so both of the Hasses. Spaghetti chips on an out lap as we'll look down the order, and Wushbert could be going for a second. No, Wushbert's going for a hot lap here. He should be able to improve on his teammate Harry Blues. We'll have to wait and see though. As through the final turn towards the line, very early DRS there. Across it, it's going to be 4th for now, just missing out on the 1:15s, but 3.5 tenths of a second faster than Prince Killer, so he's safe from that risk. Sam's with a new front, Sam Stern with a new front wing, back out on track, mounting the curb there, trying to maximise speed. I do find with this circuit it's very hit or miss through the corners, and you could lose all the time you've been trying to gain in just one corner, which can be really frustrating. But the championships stand Dropie with a lead of 43 points. He's got 144 points ahead of Spaghetti Chips, who's on 101. Spaghetti will be looking to beat Scuderius Seb because Spaghetti has 1 point more than him. Sims Danger not racing tonight on 83. Brumadini on 78, so he could be looking to gain on the other drivers. I think it's a good choice to leave off on the race on your finals week. But Samster coming towards the end of the lap now. In the championship standings, Philip Hodgson and Worcester Burt, they're just 1 point separating them. Samster gets a 1:17.2 on the mediums, so he's got a decent amount of pace in them. 2 to 3 steps softer than the Ultra Softs, so that's going to be an interesting strategy to look out for. Ravers, Revenge, Harry Blues and the Hushrav all tied on 20 points, with DeLuca on 18, Oppenheimer on 16, Crazy Crump on 15. He's racing with us tonight, but he's in the Mercedes. I always thought he was a Red Bull. Anyway, we'll get back to Scuderius Seb, number 23. Heading towards the chicane now. Samster yet to score a championship point. Of course, this is his debut race. Yeah, Crazy Crumpet should be in the Red Bull, but anyway, he's in the Merc. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's just the pit stops. It means two drivers can pit at the same time. You can see Dropie still very close to Nika in the timings on the board. And those are the scores on the doors. And into the pits goes Scuderius Seb. And this is Dropie. Will be looking to get onto the front row now, heading it through turns 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. 10 pretty much flat out, but for heavy braking into turn 11, which is quite wonky towards turn 12, although it doesn't look too much like it from the driver's perspective as it does on the track map. Then out of the final corner, turn 13, so just a 13 turn circuit. 13, my lucky number. Will it be a good race though? We'll have to wait and see. Unfortunately, not as many drivers as we'd like to have. And across the line, Dropie with a 1:15.9. Still, he didn't manage to improve that lap, unfortunately for him. And that's going to mean he's going to have to wait it out. There's just 4 minutes left. I mean, there's time to go on another excursion. That sounds that leaving the pits again. Crazy Crumpet yet to settle up on an out lap now, although yeah, he's just turned down his ERS mode. He was on mode 5, which is unusual on an out lap. But here comes Prince Killer across the line to go off on a hot lap. We'll ride on board with him into turn 1 along the straight. A bit of a downhill stretch. Heavy braking, about 90 to 100 meters. Getting the apex. DRS activated right on the exit before going down the hill towards turn 2. Turn 2, very easy to get the line wrong, being gentle with the curves. For burst of acceleration to turn 3, getting a bit of wheel spin there, but kept it nice and straight. Now turn 4, you're going to see him lift off, tap on the brakes, and at turn 5, all the way long right hand corner, which leads on to the chicane of turn 6. Very easy to cut the corners. Opening up again on the exit for turn 7, not too heavy braking. Then turn 8, a bit of a lift. As you can see, Samster letting him through. Now then through turn 7, 8 and 9, as well as turn 10, which leads down to turn 11. Heavy braking again, trying to maximise the exit out of there and get a wider line as possible for turn 12. Turn 12, but to me, very similar to turn 13. He's hit the curb and that's going to cost him, and he's going to come into the pits trying to get out for another lap. That's unfortunate for him. That lap was looking pretty decent until he hit the curb. This is Harry Blues. He's about to go off on a hot lap. 1:16.6 is the time he's got now. He needs to beat that. He's on the Ultra Softs again, going through turn 1. Looking to go a bit slow there, I think. Unless that was just me. I don't think he was going full speed through there. This is Nika Coming through sector 3 on an out lap. Scooter Seb back out on track. Nick. That's Nick even on an out lap. Scooter Seb just going into turn 1. This is Crazy Crumpet. Also on a hot lap. It's not looking too bad. He's on the softs. So of course the tyre compounds available for this race are medium softs and ultra softs. So no super softs. That step will increase the difference in strategy. That's a 1:17.1. That's going to be 7th place for the Williams. Not too shabby. Nick, of course, on the mediums. He's only ahead of... Oh, he's crashed it, I think. Not too sure what he's done there. He might have just retired, though, because he wasn't going for another lap, unless he did just crash it. I believe he retired from the session. Oh, no, he has been. He's face into the barrier there. Yellow flags in sector 10. This could disrupt some of the drivers. This is Nick now coming through the turn 10. Bit of oversteer, keeping it on track though, maximising the width they can get. Of course, they can get the inside 2 tyres past the white line. It's just as long as the outside stay on the tarmac of the track, they should be fine. Taking a late apex through turn 12. Going through the pit entry, trying to get that nice line for turn 13. He's on the softs now. Lots of drivers deciding to go out on the softs rather than the ultra softs, and that's going to be P9 with the 1:16.7. He could go out for another lap here. Of course, he will be starting on those tyres, and he's going to stop there. Spaghetti Chips currently in last, 1:17.2 on his hot lap. There's yellow flags in sector 1. That's potentially Nick going slow, letting other drivers through. Spaghetti Chips, then he'll be looking to do better than the position he's currently in. He's the only driver yet to have qualified on the medium, so he's got a lot of time to improve upon. Across the line, it's only going to be 10th with a 1:16.7, just 7 hundredths of a second behind Nick. I think he's going out for another hot lap though. It's through turn 1. He's still got the ERS high. Yes, he is. We'll look to see who else is on hot laps. It's Brumadinho currently in sector 2. Going through turn 6 on towards turn 7, followed swiftly by 8. Brumadinho looking to defend this provisional pole he's got. He's got it by nearly half a second. The checkered flags are being waved out of turn 10 towards turn 11, breaking about 60 meters there. Opening it up into turn 12. Bit of a front left lockup, nothing too bad though. It's on the ultra soft, so we'll be looking to try and limit the wear on these, as he will be starting on those. Dropier taking provisional pole with a 1:15.3, so half a tenth faster than Brumadinho. Brumadinho across the line is going to reclaim it by 1/10 of a second. This is Nicker 2012 now. He's out of fuel. He's going to stay in that position across the line. That's Wushba. He's done it for now. Hairy Blues currently on ERS mode at 5. He's in sector 2. Where's Nick? Nick's in the pit. Spaghetti Chips across the line. Can he improve from P10? Yes, he does. He's in P7. Now we'll just go up to Nicker. Not Nicker. Hairy Blues. Hairy Blues currently in P6. He'll be looking to improve. Oh, I think he's given up there. He was short shifting quite massively through there. And he's going to go into the pits. Bruma, I think that could be his first pole position of the season. And that must have been a blistering lap, because Dropier not managing to match that, and Nicker quite far off as well. And you can see Wilshire just missing out. Only 1.5 hundredths of a second faster than Prince Killer. That is some close qualifying times. I'm going to get the results up quickly. I think that shows if Brumadinho has... I think Brumadinho, he's in 5th. He's never won a race. He hasn't won a race this season. He has got 2 podiums. With a win, he could overtake Simsy Danger in front of him. So, Simsy, I know you're watching while revising. You've got to watch out for Brumadinho. Still celebrating. That is good for Bruma. I do believe that's his first pole position of the season. But the qualifying order goes like this. On the front row is Brumadinho and Dropier. The second row, Nicker 2012 and Wolstra Burt. The third row, Prince Killer, followed by Scuderia Seb. The fourth row, Hairy Blues and Spaghetti Chips. Spaghetti not where he wants to be, especially as he's a second off Brumadinho's time. Then on the in at P9 is Samster on his debut on the soft, so he'll be on different strategy. Then it's Nick, followed by Crazy Crumpet. I think Liam's struggling to keep up with some of these F1 qualifying times. Very fast drivers. Unfortunately, we have only got 11 drivers currently. I'm not sure if that's going to increase or not. I know Chris wanted to delay the race 45 minutes. Unfortunately, that was not possible, and he was potentially intending on joining during the qualifying session, but there's no way he's making it back. I think Philip Hodgson was caught in traffic, and he's just going to miss out on the race, unfortunately for him, which means we're going to only have 11 drivers. But hopefully, if it all goes to plan, we'll have some nice battling all the way along the grid, because we've had that before. I remember the first race I ever commentated, Spain, and there was a battle for first the whole race. But we're going to get straight into the formation lap, and I'll set up our telemetry and all of that. So it's going to be Brumadinho leading from the front, followed by Dropye in the Force India. In the Ferrari, it's Nicker. In the first Haas, Walshaber. The Sole McLaren will be Prince Killer. In the Mercedes, it will be Scuderia Seb. Then in the other Haas, Hairy Blues. In the sole Red Bull, where it should be two Red Bulls really, is Spaghetti Chips, the Nicker's teammate. Samson on his debut race in the Ferrari. Nick in the only Toro Rosso out on track, and in the Williams, not the Mercedes, but in the Williams is Crazy Crumpet. Crazy Crumpet should have been in the Red Bull. I think he forgot to choose the team, which was the problem emerging here, and that will benefit Red Bull in the pits. It means they can pit on the same lap without having to double stack, although that might not matter depending on the gaps between the two drivers when they pit. Maybe the stewards will have to look into that. I don't quite know. Going through turn 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and finally through turn 11. Going towards the end of the lap. Not too long a lap here, just under 1 minute 20 seconds during a race. Of course, you can see from the qualifying session it doesn't take too long. And I did do some time trial the other day on this track, and I did thoroughly enjoy it. It's a fun track for hot lapping. For racing, it can be quite a struggle to make overtakes, but hopefully we'll have some good racing this evening. Now Brumadinho lining up on the top spot. He's there. 1 minute 50 seconds. How long will he be held? That's Crazy Crumpet at the back of the grid lining up. We'll try and get a good camera angle. These are all genuinely awful. Brumadinho held for 15 seconds as it's 5 red lights out, and away we go here at the Hungaroring. There's been some good starts. Nicker getting Dropye. He could be going around the outside of Brumadinho into turn 1, although Dropye sending it down the inside of the Mercedes, and it looks like, yeah, Brumadinho's locked up, and that could be the lead for Dropye. Further down the grid, we've got Hairy Blues having an excellent start, making up 3 positions from the start of the Grand Prix, battling with his teammate Walshaber. Walshaber going down the outside. Round the outside, will it be the inside line for the next part of the turn? I'm not quite sure, but Scuderia Seb in a real tangle. He's been hit by Prince Killer, nearly going off the track. Oh, and that's the Red Bull of Spaghetti Chips out of the race, caught up in the contact between the McLaren and the Mercedes, and that's going to be quite an issue for the Red Bull team. Spaghetti Chips in a championship fight. Heavy front wing damage for the Toro Rosso of Nick. Crazy Crumpet in second now. The positions beginning to settle down, but no, safety car is out, and that is quite inevitable after Spaghetti Chips going out, that he will not be happy with that. He's got to defend from Scuderia Seb. There's just 1 point in it, and Dropye is running away with the championship lead currently. That means all the drivers left, all they need to do is finish, and they will be in the points. So I think Spaghetti Chips is going to have to kiss goodbye to his position in the championship standings. Lap 1 of 35, and a lot of drama as Brumadinho goes into the pits. Interesting strategy call here. He could be going on to the mediums for the end of the race, or maybe softs then mediums. I think that is the call. Yeah, he's going on to the soft, and that could be he could be going on to softs then softs, depending on how far they lost. That's quite an interesting strategy call there. I think Prinskiller's going to have to pit for a new front wing. Lots of drivers making the call to go onto the softs. I'm not entirely sure about the how the length the tyres lost. There is some very good strategy calls from the drivers. Very interesting indeed. And what a dramatic start to the race. And unfortunately, it's pretty much a free pit stop. They're losing positions, but not time, due to the safety car, and that's going to leave Nika out in front. Crazy Crumpet not having a bad start at all. Of course, he hasn't pitted. You can tell the drivers have pitted. Just due to the positions they've gained. And that is the AMG Mercedes safety car. It does look quite nice in this game. We've got big news, though, as well. Of course, Zandvoort has officially been announced to replace Circuit of Barcelona Catalunya in 2020. No, in 2020. Getting myself confused. Okay, I'm going to invite Spaghetti Chips and he can co-commentate with me. I think that's a good idea. So just give me a moment. It's only a safety car. It's not too much. And we can also ask Spaghetti about that incident. That was a dramatic start to the Grand Prix, I must admit. And that's the Ferrari. Now Spag. It didn't go well, I think we can agree, as Nick goes into the pits. Would you like to explain what happened? I'm quite intrigued. I think these just get tangled up in the contact between the McLaren and the Mercedes.
So basically what happened was Seb had a bit of oversteer, I think, maybe having a bit of contact with Prinskiller, and I obviously had to brake for that, and I think someone behind me must have touched me and sent me completely around.
Yeah, because there's a bit of an argy-bargy between Prinskiller and Seb. Seb did look to have tried to correct some oversteer because he did run wide and their front tyres collided, and yeah, I think you got tangled up in that. I was riding on board with Prinskiller. Do you reckon that's a race incident, or are you going to report that to the stewards?
Oh, definitely a racing incident. Lap one, I don't think I could do anything about that really. But one thing to really put into account, Crazy Crumpet is net P2.
Net P2, you say?
He is net P2 because this is, even though loads of people did opt for the ultra soft tyres, this is a bit of race intel here. The strategy to go for is softs to mediums, in lap 14. Obviously, these guys will be able to stretch those tyres out a bit longer, so we're expecting pits at about probably lap 15, lap 16. So,
although those drivers have gone onto the softs, they could go onto the softs again because they've already done the ultra softs. They'll have done two different compounds. So
yeah, that is a thing. But some people have gone from softs back to softs, so it's going to be interesting. Let's just say that.
Yes.
They've gone in this lap.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I was just taking a sip. And you can see Nika is really stacking back the grid there. As we'll get my signature helicopter camera angle. And I've given up on having the stream up in the background because my internet is unbearable.
I'll have the stream up.
Yeah, I'd just like to have it for the comments, but if there are any comments, let me know. Because it's been a one-man comment section so far. Oh, and that's someone, he's spun round. That's Samster facing the wrong direction on the safety car restart. The cold tyres will spin. Has that helped him? As it's side-by-side, Wolfsburg and Harry Breeze on the restart into turn one. It looks like Wolfsburg's got the upper hand. Yes, he has. He's got the better exit. Now Brumadinho with a Crazy Crumpet losing the position there. Prinskiller getting loads of wheel spinners. Crazy Crumpet sending it around the outside into turn 4. No, oh, that's Brumadinho, team 3 even. Turn 2. Going further and further down. Brumadinho did have a lock-up, but he's managed to keep it in front of the Williams.
All I want to say from that, Crazy Crumpet on the restart completely lost all traction, went onto an escape road, and that's how he lost the position really. He was way in front of Brumadinho at the restart, but then he just lost a lot of time, and we've got more yellows. And that's Samster again.
That's Samster again. Oh no. Absolute tragedy for the driver on his debut race, no less.
He'll be wanting for another safety car, but I know he's got the pace. Everyone in the party knows he's got the pace, so we are expecting him probably to come back through. He is, I Simsy danger pace.
Crazy Crumpet just losing a position to Prince Killer there. And Simsy, we know you're watching. Samster's the person you've got to look out for then. You've heard it here first. Oh, Prince Killer's gone wide, yeah.
Oh, look at that. So, Crazy Crumpet and Prince Killer will be going side by side down the straight. No DRS yet. As, well, the safety car was only in a lap ago. Now down into turn 1. Oh, we've got free wide action here. Drop J up the inside of both of them. Drop J gets the move done for a double overtake into turn 1. A great move from the Force India driver, trying to catch up back to Brumadino, but he does take a lockup.
And
look at
now,
that train at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely excellent racing. I think Nick was trying to get something past Scooter Seb, but he just couldn't quite find the room. And yeah, you can just see just how close these guys are. But in this next sector, the dirty air is a bit of a factor, and it'll make it a bit difficult for them. I think Seb was having a look down the inside of Crazy Crumpet into turn 6. That was interesting.
Yeah, he's getting a bit impatient, is Seb. He knows he shouldn't be down here. He's the fastest qualifier on the softs. He knows he's got the pace around here, but he's just not being able to show it around Monaco without the barriers, as he runs wide right there.
He's going to look down the inside into turn 11, and oh, he's run wide on the exit, and that's a switchback from the Williams, although he's going to have the outside line for turn 12, and Nick's going to capitalise on that as he runs wide again, and that's Crazy Crumpet down to 9th as DRS has been enabled, and Wilshere sets the fastest lap.
No one will be able to take advantage because it's just been enabled. It will be enabled for the next DRS zone, which is only, I believe it's, oh no, DRS zone here as well, so it's a double DRS zone.
Yes.
So if you get DRS back at the final
Nick's
corner,
got it for defence, I believe. Yes, he has. Oh. Round the outside then goes Crazy Crumpet, who'll come out on top, who'll have the inside line. Oh, and he's hit! Oh, Nick off the track! And that was front wing damage for one of them. That might have been Nick.
That is Nick front wing damage, yeah, on the right end plate. He's
yeah,
going to have to come into the pits.
Oh, yes, he's gone wide, yeah. I thought he'd gone wide and made a mistake there, but no, he has let him pass. That's fair enough from him.
Meanwhile, up at the top, Brumadino is now trying to fight Harry Blues for P3.
Do you enjoy this track? Do you like it for hot lapping or for racing? Which
no.
do you know?
Even though I did win here last season in season 3, as Scooter said, does get past Prince Killer. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the track. There's a lot of places that you can lock up. Obviously, now that I'm using no ABS, it's a much harder track than it was, say, last season. The one thing is, when you're in that DRS zone, you stay in that DRS zone.
Yeah. Scooter Seb now with the fastest lap, and he's up into 4th after some people make their pits.
Down the inside he goes. Obviously Nick having damage, and Crazy Crumpet looks like that's an easy move for him, and he's now got a double DRS. It sounds like does set the fast lap of the Grand Prix. He's only 8 seconds behind. He's caught 4 seconds up to these guys, so you never know. He could still be on for some good points.
But up at the top, there's a battle for first as Brumadino is right up the chuff of Harry Blues. And behind him is Droppier, so it's a 3-way battle for first currently. And they are all on the same tyre. No, Harry Blues is on the Ultras.
Yeah, don't count Seb out of this battle at all. He's catching up very quickly to this train. And I can definitely see him being in the DRS by the activation zone.
And that is Bruma running wide. Also, something to look out for is Prince Killer. He's still within a second of Seb. So that could provide something there.
Yeah, Seb's now definitely in DRS of these three as he gets within 0.5 of a second of the train. And now Harry Blues is now into the pits, meaning that Brumadino will take the net lead of the Grand Prix. But will it be the net lead down into turn 1?
They're all slipstreaming each other. They have the DRS, ERS and slipstream. Bruma has the DRS as well to defend, fortunately for him, due to the Harry Blues going into the pits. And on the exit, Droppier is going to send one around the outside into turn 2. Bit of a lock-up from both of them. Switchback manoeuvre.
Switchback move.
He's
Bit of
gone wide
contact
though.
there. Bit of contact between Boomer and Drop J there. Boomer sending him a bit wide, but it looks like a clean move nonetheless. And Seb now will be looking for some action as Drop J hits the curbing, meaning that that's really off put Seb. Seb tries to go for the move into the chicane. That's just not going to stick. Meanwhile, Nick and Crazy Crumpet are in a battle as well. They're only 5/10 separating them. Waterbird and Harry Blues also within a second of Seb is the first person to pick up a time penalty.
It's quite easy to pick up a time penalty here due to, especially sector 2 to 3, that little area there. Just the flying section, if you take the wrong line, it's quite easy just to run a bit wide, a bit like Maggots and Beckett's.
Yeah, I think the section that Harry Blues is coming up to right now, that corner on your left-hand side, that is one place where you're really going to really lose time and definitely invalidate laps in qualifying and gain penalties in the race. But one thing to really look out for this race is the levels of ERS people have. Boomer on 13% when I last looked, he's now on 8%, and Drop J in the 70s.
Yeah, so the slipstream ERS and DRS is an ever prominent factor for this race. Surprisingly enough, I would have thought they'd put, just where they're going along that straight now, I would have thought there'd be a DRS zone put in there by the FIA. I would have thought that would be a good place, but surprisingly not.
Yeah, it's just a danger, I guess, through the fast left-hander. It's a bit like turn 1 at Britain, but this one has like a really big curb on it, meaning that if you don't deactivate the DRS, and because it is almost flat out, that DRS won't deactivate very quickly, meaning that guess what, you're going to go for a spin later on, well, just hot after that corner, maybe go straight into that barrier.
One thing I have noticed is that Nick and Crazy Crumpet battling out tooth and nail further down the order for P5. It's been a decent start for the Williams driver.
Yeah, it should be my teammate, but in the Williams tonight. And one thing to really look out for once again is Simsy Danger 2.0, aka Samster F1, catching up only 5 seconds now behind the pack of Nick and Crazy Crumpet, and then it's only a 3-second gap up to the top, so he's only about 12 seconds behind after those 2 mistakes.
That is true. I think, yeah, we're going to hold on to this battle between the Toro Rosso and the Williams. That's the closest battle on track right now. Of course, Nick has got front wing damage, but surprisingly enough, he hasn't pitted to replace.
Yeah, he'll be probably coming in as early as possible to get that changed, because that is really not helping his course as he picks up a 3-second time penalty.
That's true. I think he will replace his front wing when he goes into the pits.
Yeah,
but no sooner.
Whatsoever. So one thing that I'm seeing is Seb just being the guy just at the top of qualifying, mainly for the soft compound tyres. He is keeping on to the back of Drop J. Drop J is not going off of Brumadinho. Obviously, he's literally got no ERS. Drop J's on a full. He's on full ERS. He needs to use that up soon. When he has the time to attack, he's going to have to use that.
Yes, and I think this will be his time. He uses it. He's up to mode 4. He's got DRS to defend still, because he's not too far off Brumadinho. And yeah, he is. Although Drop J is in a Mercedes sandwich. Come to think of it.
Yeah, he is in a very Mercedes sandwich. I believe except for, well, yeah, except for Haas, is the only full constructor tonight, because obviously Liam chose to go into the Williams. So they're going to be scoring almost maximum points, it looks like, at the moment, if Drop J cannot disturb them.
And also, Scuderia Seb, your championship rival, just 1 point between them. All he needs to do is finish, and he will either overtake or tie with you in the championship. So are you worried about that? Or have you given up hope at this point?
I'm not giving hope of the championship. I still think I've still got a good chance. But Drop J, with his consistent performances, I think it's his title race to lose. He's like ahead by like 50 points. That's 2 wins. You're not going to take that away easily.
That's true. Also, I just want to ask you quickly, have I given the stream the wrong name? Are we round 5 or round 10?
We're round 10.
Good. So it's Fretty who's done it wrong.
Nah,
he did
F3
that
started
wrong.
late, didn't it?
Of course. Never mind. It's just my own dumbness. But Crazy Crumpet's gaining on Prince Killer, and this is turning out to be a very good result for him if he can just keep it on track. Big tap of wood there. I do want to see him finish the race. Also, he chose the Williams. Is that even allowed? Surely he should be in the same car as you due to pit stops and Red Bull potentially having to double stack. Of course, that's not a factor now. Oh, did he forget to choose? Oh, that's his own
Because obviously
mistake.
we had to restart the lobby because of
that.
people
Yeah,
not being able to enter. He completely forgot.
and it doesn't really matter now anyway because you're out of the race. And also the Williams, some say it has worse handling than the other cars, even though the cars are said to be on equal. And also Brumadinho is beginning to run away with this league. His gap to Dropia is almost a second now, as Nick's losing time at a rate of knots to Crazy Crumpet.
Yeah, Drop J, he's holding on, and he's got loads of EOS. Don't forget the EOS. Bruma's on 30%. Drop J is on 100%. I'm surprised he's not using it. He's just keeping it in mode 2 at the moment. And he's only down to about 70%. It looks like he may be changing modes because he's gone down 20% on the straight.
Yes, and yeah, that gap between Crazy Crumpet and Nick has really extended. Also, one thing to remember, oh, that's a big lock-up from the Force India, but Seb is on the medium tyres, and they're going to have a longer-lasting life, and that means he will come out on top during the pit stop phases. They'll all have to pit before him, and it means he can push harder towards the end of the race on older softs, on newer softs even, with a lighter car.
What? My telemetry's bugged.
Is it?
I'm seeing everyone in the EOS mode too. There's no one in any other EOS mode.
I mean, I think everyone is into. Apart from, no, Crazy Crumpet. Oh, they all got exactly the same amount of ERS.
No, they got different amounts of EOS, but I can't see the modes for some weird reason. It's a bit weird, but anyway, back to the action. Top 3 separated by 1.1 seconds.
Also, one thing to note is, I know KERS isn't too much of a thing anymore in these Formula 1 cars, but the electric power of these cars, I was on a Assetto Corsa on with the 2015 Ferrari, and the amount of ERS, you could get well over 60 miles per hour using just ERS, not even touching the throttle. So that's one thing to remember, how much electrical energy the ERS deployment system really gives the drivers. As Brumadinho, a bit of a lock-up and nearly a tank slapper, but he's managed to keep that in check quite nicely.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the full effect of EOS really, but I know the EOS gains you about 20 kilometers an hour. EOS is just, I think it's like 100 brake horsepower, something ridiculous.
I believe it's 180 horsepower.
180 horsepower.
So that's 3 times the horsepower of my dad's car, and nearly 4 times and about 3 times the horsepower of the car at short races. And it's quite possible, I think, Short may not be able to race any further with Racing League Hub Formula 1 due to rehearsals for, I believe, what's a play occurring on Tuesdays right up until the summer. Dropia has run wider, and that evens out the penalties between Scudero Seb and Dropia. They're both on 3 seconds worth, I believe. Although I will double check that quickly.
I shall check. No, I shall check that. You stay on the action. Dropja's got a penalty, and Seb has a penalty. Brumadinho hasn't even got a warning yet.
It's going well for him then.
Yes, it's been a dream race so far. He hasn't had I don't believe he's had a win this season so far, so he wants that win. He's having the party, he wants that win. He wants to do anything to make sure he could get that win. And one thing to have a look at, Nick's pitted.
As has Samstar. And we're gonna go down to Nick. Yeah, he is getting that front wing changed at long last. So that's going to be good for him, and hopefully he can do a bit of a drive back, try and get some more points, and just see how it goes. Please read that comment to me.
Harry's off. Harry Police is off.
Oh yeah, he's completely facing the wrong direction. That's not gone well for him.
Yeah, he's lost it out of turn 1 basically. He
Yes.
just dropped it out of turn 1, hit the curb on the inside most probably, and run wide, and that's him basically. Any chance of him getting some good points down
Yeah,
the train.
and Nick's going to
Nick's on
overtake
him.
him there.
Will he let him through? Yeah, Harry's let him through.
Harry might have front wing damage.
Let
I
me have a
didn't
look,
see
let me have a
the
look.
impact of the
I cannot see any damage.
crash. Okay then.
Damage looks through. Top 3 still all in DOS zones. Not sure about the EOS usage, but Drop J is closing in on Brumadinho. Not sure what pace. He's only 2 tenths behind now, coming into the second DOS zone. The question is, will he bounce it up the inside, or is he just going to hold guard for now?
Was it also Bruma's first pole position in RLH?
I believe it was
today, because he might get a grand slam if he can get the fastest lap of the race as well, which I believe he has currently.
No, I don't believe he does.
Oh, okay.
Let me check.
Yeah, we can get that up.
No, Sam's
No,
got it.
Sam's has. Oh yeah, I remember
19.8.
that.
By 3 tenths of a second. No. Sorry. Nick has got the second fastest lap with a 19.9. So it's a tenth between them. But Nick obviously on fresher tyres. So on the softs with fresher tyres. So expect these drivers now to come into the pits in the next 1 or 2 laps.
Yeah, we are approaching the halfway point of the Grand Prix. Can I also say earlier, because I can predict the future, I've decided. Because I said there's only like 11 drivers, but I said hopefully we'll see a race. I said we'll probably see a battle between somewhere around the top. That's Scudder Seb in the pits. But I said we'll probably see a battle definitely on the grid lasting the whole race, similar to that of Spain at Season 2. And I think we have been blessed with that right now.
It does look like it. It really does look like it. Thank you for going back to Spain Season 2. My first ever win, ever.
And my first ever commentary. That was a great race.
There you go.
Even with 8 drivers or something.
It was a very small number of drivers, but a lot of action on track between me and Bruma. I don't know when Bruma's last win was. It may have been back in Season 2.
So I'm still
not sure.
Resetting the fastest lap with a 1:18.8 on the mediums. And Seb's on the mediums too now. I think he started on the softs. We're going to go down to Harry Blues. He's battling with Nick. There's just half a second in it.
Yeah, Nick obviously having that front wing change and Harry having that incident. Looks like that could be a close battle to keep an eye on with Harry on softs and Nick on mediums.
Although Harry's softs are 7 laps older.
Yeah. Can I just say very quickly, Seb is getting held up behind Walshabert. Brumadinho is most probably going to pit this lap. Brumadinho has pit this lap. Drop J staying on for another lap, trying the overcut. He has made that work before. So he just needs to utilise all that EOS now to get the best lap possible. Where will Brumadinho come out?
Seb's going to launch it down the inside. He's got that position. Quite nice move there, actually. Where will he come out?
Now.
Bruma out of the pits, and it looks like Seb has lost a fair amount of time.
2, 1, he's out of the pits now. So Bruma's gaining a lot of time.
Yeah, that has not helped him. Wushbet not helping Scudder Seb. Although, yeah, Seb losing about a second there. He was about a second away from the leader when the pit stop phase opened. Oh, and that's Nick retiring from the session. That's a 3-second time penalty for Prince Scudder. Crazy Combat goes down the inside into turn 1. And Sam's still batting it. This is a bit of a ding-dong battle between the Williams and the Ferrari. Bit of contact, nothing too serious. As around the outside again goes Samson. He's got that position and he's going to run away with it.
What a move by Samson there on his debut. What a move by the Ferrari driver. One thing...
safety car has been deployed. Second safety car.
Drop J and Prince. That is perfect for them.
And Drop J has been blessed by the safety car god today.
Drop J has been blessed. There's no other word for it. He has been blessed. So is Harry Blues. He's been blessed. And so is Samster in all of this.
Yeah, Samster can finally close up that gap to Wolstrabert and potentially move up into that battle for the top if he gets a good restart. And that's the second safety car of the race, and we haven't had a safety car in F1 for quite a long while, I believe. And it's very rare to get one, let alone 2. So this is always a very interesting occurrence, and we saw what it did in lap 1, and
Prince Killer's stuck in the pits.
Yeah, and Bruma has it as
Prince Killer's
Simsy's.
stuck. Prince Killer's stuck in the pits.
As he's just being held up massive. That's extremely unfortunate. He can't move. He can't move.
Prince, if you're watching this stream, press the pause button and go back off it. That is the oh no. He was looking for P2 there.
And as Bruma, as Simsy's rightly stated, Brumadinho has got no luck with this game.
Oh, Prince Killer.
That's really sad, unfortunate. This
I need to tell Prince
rotted
quickly.
game. He's taken it. He's not taking it too heavily. He said lol. I mean, take that as you will. But this game unstable. Hopefully these problems are improved for F1 2019. That game is looking good. The graphics are good, but it's the coding. We'll have to wait and see. They are codemasters, but they don't seem too masterful at coding, especially with this kind of issue for Prince Gunner. And he's about to lose a lap, which is really not good. And that's really unfortunate for him. He was having a great Grand Prix at that point in time, and he's just lost all of that progress. And Prince Gunner has retired from the session. That is unfortunate.
Oh, he's retired.
Yeah.
That is not what you want to see.
He will be livid.
And now it's down to 8 cars.
You've got to feel sorry for the
ruining
driver.
on my race, this Prince Killer. Ruining my race.
Still a bit of salt in the air. But that you have to feel sorry for him. I mean, incidents happen, but there's a bit of an issue with him earlier at the start of the Grand Prix, but I don't think he deserved to have that glitch to happen to him. That was a racing incident, and these things happen, and you can't help but feel this is turning out to be one of his best races of the season, if not his best race of the season, and it's all gone.
He could have been P2.
Down the drain.
But one thing to say though, listen to this, Crazy Crumpet in P5.
This is very true. He's just behind Samsa. He lost that position a moments before the safety car came out.
All I want to say, yeah, this is going to be a battle. A big battle between the top 4.
Hell of a battle. Maybe even top 5 if Crazy Crumpet can keep his head on top of there. I'm not sure how likely that is.
All I want to say, Brumadinho is on the softs. Everyone else around him on the mediums.
He's only going to have to get those softs 15 laps, and we've seen they can go 15, so that could benefit him. Hopefully, I do want to see Bruma win tonight. I'm going to say that now. I know I'm not supposed to have bias, but Bruma, come on, you can do this.
5th car in this lap.
Yeah.
And with 8 runners left in this Grand Prix, it's going to go green. Get ready, guys, for the bloody 4 of you watching or wherever. It's going to be a good one. Verstappen, watch. Simsy, watch. Me, watch.
Correction, that's 5.
Oh, 5 viewers. Let's go, lads. Anyway, Drop J is now. He's waited. He's waited. He's now got green. Here we go. Drop J. Now. Starting as they go over the safety car line down towards the first corner. Can you see any action, Hugo? Here we go.
Yes, Crazy Crumpet past Samster down the inside into turn 1. Oh, and Crazy Crumpet getting his nose down the inside of Scooter SM. It's 3 wide. And what a move by Crazy Crumpet up into 3rd. Crazy Crumpet in 3rd.
Oh, he's going to go down the inside though, extends up the inside. And he's sent Crazy Crumpet wide. Meaning that Samster's still there.
Oh, there's contact. Samster off the track.
Crazy Crumpet right now is in P3. I would except
absolute
for Monaco,
scenes here.
He finished P3 in Monaco, but that was because of a lot of DNFs. Once again, because of DNFs, he's in the top 3. Go on, son.
Come on, Liam. It'd be an absolute excellent drive. There's a battle between Samster and Scooter, as said. Just go keep an eye on that for now.
Liam hasn't picked up a penalty either.
Oh, he's on for an excellent finish. Has Drop A got a penalty? Drop A has got a penalty. Crazy, just stay within 3 seconds of Drop A. Brumadinho
still hasn't got a warning. He hasn't got a warning.
Yeah, that's a problem, and Crazy Combat is dropping back. That's another 2-second gap. He's staying relatively consistent behind him. Oh, and Samson nearly going into the pit entrance barrier.
Bruma's looking like he wants to go for a move, but is he close enough this lap? There's no DRS, remember, for the first
No, DRS
few laps.
is enabled.
DRS is just now been enabled?
No, it was enabled as soon as the safety car went in, I believe. I'm pretty sure I saw that.
It shouldn't be.
I saw that. Yeah, I know it shouldn't be, but I'm pretty sure I saw that in the bottom left.
This is too close to call at the moment. It could be any of these drivers really taking the win. Don't count Samster out of this. He's on 7-lap old mediums, but I can see him coming through. We know he's got the pace. He's in top tiers. Scooter is Seb also in top tiers of leagues, like RLH F1. But these guys, I know they're both in One Hub Racing. Scooter Seb last season was in Pinnacle tier. Samster this season is in Pinnacle tier. These guys are good. As Scooter Seb does pick up a 3-second time penalty. Drop J getting absolutely hunted down by Bruma.
Prince, I feel for you, man. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so disappointing. Just, oh.
No words can describe that feeling. I've had it happen, but then I reset it. Bruma was on for his first.
Yellow flags, and that's Samster the wrong way round on the track in the barrier. That's front wing damage. Oh dear, DRS has been enabled now, and that's going to give Brumadinho an opportunity on the exit of turn 1. Down the inside, he's centre. He's got his nose down the inside at the Force India on the exit. He'll have the DRS. No, he won't. Dropye will have the None of them have the DRS. Down the inside goes Dropye. Brumadinho around the outside. He'll have the inside line for the next turn. And he uses that inside line to his advantage. It's going to be side by side for the high-speed left-hander. And yeah, he's backed out. There was no way they could go side by side through there.
Yeah, turn 4 side by side would be absolute chaos. I can tell you that for free. Walterbert picks up a 3-second time penalty. I can tell you right now, Liam is a second behind.
Liam's gaining, but also he's got Seb behind him. Seb with 6 seconds of time penalties. So Liam, if he just stays within breathing distance of Seb, he's really on for an excellent finish here. Potentially a podium in the Williams, no less.
Yeah, Liam, where his luck absolutely charms him. It absolutely kills Bruma. Bruma at the moment still behind Drop J, but he doesn't have a warning on the board at the moment. So let's go again. He's got the DRS this time, and I think you got to say that line.
He's got the DRS, ERS, and slipstream, but has he got the position? He's going to take a sniff down the inside. No, he's not. He's going to stay behind. But on it towards the second part of the turn as Scooter Seb gets past Crazy Crumpet, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately for Seb.
Bit of bias.
Yeah. Fortunately for Seb.
There, but Liam's still there. Can he try and make a move? No, he's too far back now. On the same amount of wear tyres as Scooter Seb. Oh, I don't think he'll be able to fight back because Seb is just way too quick around here.
Seb has got Liam, 6 seconds of time penalties.
Yeah, so if Liam can stay with these guys, you never know, he still could get a podium. Don't count Henry Blues out though, he's on 5-lap old soft compound tyres. He's on better grip tyres. Nico is also in the podium battle. All the way down to 6th. We're in the podium battle. Sadly, Walterbert on the wrong tyres, really, to be in the chance for a podium. But maybe near the end, when the tyres get old, he may get back into it. We're not sure at the moment, but Bruma only 3 tenths behind.
This has been an excellent safety car restart. That safety car bringing the grid together. 10 laps to go now, and you can see just how close the gaps are between 1st and 6th. Although Nick is within half a second.
Slipstream. He sent it on the inside, and Brumadinho is leading a Grand Prix.
But will he be able to hold on to that lead? Bruma, just don't Bruma it. That's all your job is now. Seb is also joining the party. He's very close behind Dropye, and he will be looking to make a move. He's going to go down the inside.
He's got the run. Come on. Oh, that'd be an amazing move if you pull that off. Oh.
That was scary. My heart was in my mouth.
One thing I need to say right now is Seb is looking for that move. He wants to make it a Mercedes 1-2. He's got those penalties. He doesn't want to make it. another time where he won't get a win. Does he even have a win this season?
I don't know.
I'm not even sure he does.
Brummett hasn't got a win. He's got 2 podiums, I believe. And one thing to also point out is Crazy Crumpet is just outside of a second. He's bouncing in and out of a second behind Seb. And, I mean, he's on for a good finish here. His best finish of the season. I mean, one of his only finishes of the season, if not the only finish of the season. No offence to the driver. But he has struggled.
He P3 at Monaco.
Oh, that is Monaco, though. Yeah, that's true, actually. The hardest track to keep it out of the barriers. He's managed to do quite well.
Ah, okay, so Seb won at, I don't really know, but Seb tried to send out the inside drop J. Where did Seb win? It says that he's won. I'm not really sure where he's won as a Grand Prix this season. I'm looking right now. I can't see a win. Oh no, here we go. He won at Monaco.
Oh. Can I just point out, Brumadinho is absolutely running away with this league as Crazy Crumpet within a second. Yeah, those soft tyres are really doing wonders for him. Crazy Crumpet just half a second behind that Scooter Seb.
We've just got to touch wood on this. Brumadinho could be on for his first win in F1 2018 after the game's been going on for how many months now? Just too many months basically. I don't know how many months it is.
In the comments we're told in UPL
he won. 9 months.
In RLH he hasn't won.
RLH he hasn't won this season nor last season, so this will be his first RLH win on F1 2018. May as well be his last. So Bruma at the moment, he needs this. He does. He needs to stay out of any penalty regions at all. And Seb, only 3 tenths behind Drop J. Is he going to be in Merc 1-2 at the end of the Grand Prix, Hugo?
I'm not sure. I really think these time penalties, due to the gaps between the drivers, these time penalties are going to be everything at the end of the race. You must remember that Drop J has 3 seconds, Seb has 6 seconds, and right now with Seb, he will finish in 7th because of his penalties. The top 7 separated by just over 7 seconds. So this is going to be really interesting. The top 6 by 5 seconds. Second to 7th.
This is why I said needs to get away. He's fighting for this because Drop J, if he loses time, he'll only go down to about P4, while Seb will go down all the way to P7. That is not good for him, but I need to have a look at everyone else's penalties while you do some commentary.
Don't worry, Verstappen. We are not going to jinx it. We've been hitting wood so hot. That came out wrong.
Oh god! Oh god!
Whatever you do, just don't clip that, please.
Oh god, no! Oh no, it won't be. Oh god! Why you do this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Whatever you do, don't clip that. If you're and that's Nicker past Harry Blues. Oh, Nicker's run wide then. Harry Blues might have him on the exit. No, it's going to be side by side in towards the next turn. Round the outside goes the Haas versus Ferrari. And you can see the gaps, just 2 tenths of a second.
All I'm going to say is, at the moment, Seb will be down in P6 after penalties.
And I would also like to say apologies for the profanity of this stream.
Lap 27 that was on. I'm going to keep that in my mind. That was amazing. That is getting clipped, and that's going on the Twitter.
Oh no.
Oh, anyway,
look how close it is between Seb and Drop J. Yeah.
It's 3 seconds. Broom is 3 seconds. He's out of penalty range.
Broom hasn't got a penalty.
Yeah, I know, but he's out of penalty range. If he
he's
does
safe,
get one,
yeah.
He is safe.
By 0.006 of a second. And increasing. And Crazy Crumpet.
Seb has got the DRS. He's got the DRS. And he's got the slipstream. Will he be able to overtake Drop J? Drop J goes to the inside. Seb on the outside. Will he be able to make a move?
He's
Maybe
going for the switchback.
Drop J. Will he be able to do it? No, he won't. Drop J holding on very well. Round the outside of turn 2.
Late on the brakes.
Great one.
Very late on the brakes. So it's side by side. They touch.
Oh, Drop J's one wide. Oh, that's another touch.
Oh, he's on the grass, but he's kept it very level. I mean, he's lost the position, but fortunately for him, he hasn't lost the car, and that's the most important part.
Yeah, Seb now in P2. He needs to run away from this pack quick.
Crazy Crumpet, 0.3 of a second behind Dropye. Behind him is Nicker, just half a second in that gap. On the exit of turn 6, look how close it is.
Nicker's on for a podium. Nicker is on for a podium.
This
Oh, Nicker's run wide though.
could be the first podium for the Ferrari driver. I don't believe he's got one yet. I can double check that now.
He's a reserve driver.
He's a reserve driver. He hasn't got a podium in this championship. I forgot we had reserves tonight. Not that it's really made much difference to the turnout. How many reserves? So we've got Nickers. He's the only reserve.
Yeah, it's just Nicker. Everyone else is racing.
Could that result in Harry? I think Harry Blees is too far back to really earn a podium here.
Anyway, let's have a look at this then. Crazy Crumpet on Drop J. This has been a stellar job from the ex-Red Bull driver because he's now left me.
He has.
Williams.
He's made the good career move. I mean, he's got a lot more luck in this Williams than he did at ever in having the Red Bull. So, are you thinking about maybe a career change, moving to Williams as well, Spag, or do you like where you are?
Never. I want to go to Toro Rosso in all fairness. I want my Toro Rosso seat.
That Toro Rosso does look nice as well, you must admit.
Oh, it looks so nice.
Possibly the nicest looking car in the game.
Yeah, I could agree. I could not agree more.
For people in cockpit cam, also, I mean, I know it's a rarity. That we're a rare breed of driver, but for those of us who do, I have a question. Do you prefer racing in the Williams, which has a fixed display? Ooh. Or do you prefer the other cars which have the display on the wheel?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
I'm not sure what I prefer, because it's kind of hard to orientate your head though, because you end up like turning your head a bit when you're driving the other cars.
Ooh. Yeah, but the thing is, if it's more about gears, then it's not really a problem because you can like hear the gears. Like,
yes.
I don't look at the gears. I just listen to it, and when it's in too high of a rev, I shift up. Too low of a rev, shift down.
But then ERS, I mean, is what you need to look out for on your wheel. That's the main point, because you don't have the display in the bottom right, because that's all on the actual steering wheel. And sometimes when you're using the wheels with it on the actual wheel, when the driver's turning his arms cover it, and also when you're like moving it a bit, if the wheel's shaking, it's going to be harder to read, although the numbers can be quite big, and also it's a big blue bar, it's quite hard to miss. But then on the Williams, it's flat, but it's also further away, so it's harder to see, and you have got the cutout on the top of the wheel.
Can I just cut out on you for a second there, on your little rant about Williams? Nicker has got some pace.
Yes, he does.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, you jinxed that so hard.
Goodbye. Right, I'll go. See you guys.
Yeah, goodbye. Time to remove you from the party. But that's unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. Fortunately, he's only a reserve, so it's not going to have too severe of implications, but running wide there can really punish you, as we've just seen. But also, Crazy Crumpet, under half a second behind Dropye. He's really fighting for a move past him here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Liam sometimes annoys me, but then sometimes I absolutely... He's basically a mini me because he's smaller than me, because he's really small, aren't he Liam? Admit it, mate. Admit it. You are small. Anyway, back from a tangent, one thing that Verstappen actually caught on stream was that Scooter is closing up to Boomer.
That's true. I'm having a look at that now. It's just 1.5 seconds, although there is the 6-second penalty. Crazy Crumpet could be on for a third. He won't be on for a fourth at this rate. He won't be on for a second even.
I think I know what's going to happen. I think I know exactly what's going to happen. Boomer and Seb. Seb's gonna go past Boomer. Boomer's gonna let Seb pass, so Seb is out of 6-second range. So then he gets P2. And then he's definitely got P2, so it'll be a Mercedes 1-2.
So you're saying team orders?
I think team orders will be a part of this.
No,
So
I
you
think
make
Seb
sure
wants
that's
Bruma
6
to
seconds.
get that. I don't think Bruma can afford to lose 6 seconds. I mean, there's a 6-second gap to drop here, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I do think Bruma deserves the win, though. He's had an excellent race.
Oh, no,
He's
no,
had an
no, no,
excellent race.
Bruma will win.
He gets a 3-second
Oh, no.
time penalty.
The jinx is ridiculous!
Yeah! Oh, Lenny, just mute your microphone, please. Please just mute your microphone.
I'm done. I'm actually done.
This is getting ridiculous. But also, the two Hasses are very close to each other. Don't forget about that.
Oh, God.
This is
Oh,
just exit the race. Oh my God, my iPad is quite clumsy today. Now then,
it's just not. Oh, I'm not. Seb doesn't have a mic.
Seb doesn't have a mic, so if you have anyone else in the comments you'd like to see interviewed instead, do let us know. I mean, the two Hasses. Yeah, we'll be Jay. Oh, and that's Larry Bruce into the barrier just as I was talking about the two Hasses. I was about to say about them. I think that's Harry Bruce. Heavy front right wing damage. You can see him running really wide through the final turn, and that's not gone well. Okay.
Our jinx today. We need to stop talking.
Yes.
Honestly,
okay. For the last 2 laps, there'll be complete radio silence. No, because then he'll crash again. I mean, he's gained, to be fair to him, he's gained 17 seconds since the safety car restart.
Fair play. Fair play to him.
Since he pitted, he's gained so much time.
Yeah, one thing that I need to say is Samster said to me in the party just before I died and completely died, he's turned off traction control. So I think he may have turned it on for this stint because he is very quick, and that's probably explains why he spun it twice.
Yes, I mean it's quite hard to once you get used to traction control. It's not too. I mean I've got flashbacks learning to career mode, so I can't really talk for it. He's on a pad. Okay, that's so much harder. I'll just be quiet. I've got a wheel, so I can't really chat.
Anyway, here we go. Brumadinho now on his final lap of the Grand Prix. Scuderia Seb in P2 and Drop J in P3. FLH Crazy Crumpet in P4. At the moment, he's on for another podium.
Would you care to read your mic's really like inside your mouth right now? Also, would you care to read me the comments? Because I can't look at them because my Wi-Fi's pooed itself.
Verstappen has said 0.5 seconds between the Mercs and is now 0.3. Bruma, just don't fight it. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, just be quiet. So this is Scooter and Seb. Scooter and Seb, but he knows he can't win this battle. He's safe from drop, yay. Now, if he could just keep it nice and steady behind the Mercedes of Brumadinho, he will be on for a second position. It'll be a Mercedes 1-2, just like in real life, every race this season, unfortunately. But Scooter and Seb will shoot out on Crazy Crumpet as well. That gap is something to look out for. We will go up to the top for Brumadinho's final lap of the race. He's about to take the checkered flag in first here. It's been an excellent drive. 2 safety cars, a lot of crashing and a lot of battling as he's locked up into turn 12 out of turn 13 for the final time this race to end at round 10, season 4 of the RLH Championship. Just 4 races to go after this. Across the line, it's Brumadinho taking the win. Drop A next to come out of turn 13.
Guess what?
And it's going to be a podium for Crazy Crumpet. Nicker in 4th, followed by Drop A, followed by Wushma. Hairy Blues now with the front wing damage. You can see just how much damage he has on his car. Samster is now 12 seconds off last. He's gained over 20 seconds since the pit stop he had to make. He's got front wing damage on the left there, but he's managed to gain a lot of time, and he's had an unfortunate race. For a debut though, you can't knock him. Oh, and he's taking himself out into the barrier. What a Grand Prix. And I've been very happy to be joined by a co-commentator. This one will go down in RLH history.
I'm sorry, Brumadinho is just 1 and Liam is in P3. What is this?
Bruma. What a race. So it is Bruma on the top step with the Mercedes of Scooter Seb on the second step, and then Liam in third, the Williams on the third step. It's two Brits flanking the Portuguese.
Portuguese slash Brazilian. No,
Yes,
Brazilian
Swiss
slash
even.
Swiss.
Not
Yeah.
Portuguese. I don't know where I got Portuguese from.
The language he speaks.
I know where I got Portuguese from. So we're going to invite these top three, but the finishing order is going to be Brumadinho, Scooter Seb, Crazy Crumpet, Nicker, Dropier, Wushmer, Harry Breeze and Samsler. The DNFs are Prince Killer, Nick and Spaghetti Chips Bag on lap 1. What
Come on!
a race. And we're going to invite those top three. Yeah, so invite Dropier. So Bruma, chat in party. Dropier. Do I have? I don't even know if I've got Liam in my. I do. Still good. No, I've invited him. I've invited them all.
Alright, Bruma, you know not to say anything at the moment. You shall wait. You shall wait.
Any questions?
Drop
Let us know in the comments
Drop
down
J's
below.
in, and we just need. Jesus Christ.
Lenny, what did I say?
Alright, shut up. Shut up. We shall wait for you. We shall wait. Anyway, can we just give a massive a clap to Brumadinho for his first RLH win of F1 2018?
Woo!
Thanks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You go.
So,
it's your.
yeah.
It's
Bruma, how
sorry.
did you feel about that race?
I was so scared in the last couple of laps that Scooter would overtake me. I was always looking behind. I was like, please, no, please, just no. But yeah, we talked about in the party that he had 6 seconds worth of time
6
penalties.
seconds.
So
of time penalties.
I knew that I was safe, like if he would took me. But I wanted to win this on track, and not due to penalties. So yeah. That's my second win now in 4 days after UPL. So yeah.
Could it be a new leaf? We've got a question from Verstappen in the comments. Question for Bruma. What did you think when the second safety car came out?
I
Did
was
you
like-
poo yourself?
I was in the party like no.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean it worked out. So yeah.
Yeah, you got the win, and yeah, we'll move on to.
No, can I just say something very quickly? Bruma, you've been getting support all stream from Dave, the guy who's been wanting to do the FIFA, and he said, "Let's go, Gaffer," and Gaffer got the win.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit! What a race!
God. Language.
Oh fuck! So I'm so sorry, guys.
Oh,
I
okay.
love you all. You know.
On the
So
stream.
second was Scooter with Seb. So, but sadly, Scooter doesn't have a mic, which is really sad because I would like to heard his opinion on his comeback. But then after that, from absolutely nowhere,
Crazy
plays
Crumpet.
Crazy Comfort.
Right.
Speechless.
I don't even know what to say. I actually don't know what to say about that race. As soon as the second safety car came out, I was kind of confused. I was like, should I go in for another set of softs or should I stay out? So I was like, look, I'm in 4th now. Let me just stay out. And so I went on like that. I think I was actually 5th and Scooter was 4th, wasn't he? And then, well, I sort of dive bombed him from a long way back and somehow got up his inside and was able to pull up at. Yeah, that was actually, and I was able to like pull closer to Drop J and Bruma's battle, which like was helping a lot. And then Scooter got past, which also Drop J helped with like holding him up, which was also great for me. And then, like 5 laps before the end, my wheel started to slip. It wasn't on my stand; it wasn't tightened up. So like I was trying to like hold it really still and still turn with my force feedback. That was the scariest part. And then my controller disconnected and all I had was the sound of my heart throbbing. So, very mixed emotions race, but I'm glad on the 3rd. Very intense, yeah. It was the closest race I've had, like, in a long while.
I just thought of something, yeah?
Don't go to
Every
lap
time
27.
I crash, Liam gets a podium.
Lenny, crash every race.
Also,
Every time I
Liam,
crash,
Liam, are you
Liam
sticking
gets
to
a
the
podium.
Williams? You're gonna send the Williams
Oh,
from
I
now
might
on?
stick to the Williams. I might actually. I might join Hushraven. Like,
We can only join one person, can't you?
Yeah. I'll be happy to give up. I'll be happy for you to give up your Red Bull seat.
No, shut up, mate. I'm going to carry you to wherever we are in the things now. All right.
And
I actually know what I know how to drive.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Whatever you do on the stream, just don't go to lap 27. It's not worth it. Nothing
Oh no,
at
no,
all
no!
happened on
It's
lap
really
27.
not worth it.
Wait,
Lap
I'm going to
27
lap. I'm going to lap. Is that when I did my double overtake, Betty?
It might
No,
have been.
it can't be
No,
happened.
it's commentary. Drop B also. You
Oh, dear.
fought hard
I'm
that
gonna watch
race. You fought hard that race, and you finished fourth. How do you feel about it?
Well, quite shitty to be fair.
Language.
Lap
like-
what? 27. Oh,
I
I lit
got
to stick to it.
Jesus, I got slight damage on lap 1 and I pitted twice under the safety car, but it just wouldn't repair it, so...
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Kinda
good damage all race.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that does explain a lot.
It wasn't like a lot of damage, but enough to
Hinder you.
like hinder me, yeah.
Yeah.
And then after the battle at Scooter Seb, I think I just turned in a little too early and then I got yellow front wing as well. So then my pace really dropped off.
Yeah. Okay then. Have you guys got any questions or?
How did I get anywhere near the podium? How did I not crash
so-
on like lap 2?
You're very fortunate for the
Two safety cars. Yeah.
and the penalties of. Well,
Oh yeah,
Drop,
definitely.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Seb. Although Seb did make a really late push and he
He
made
gained
up
like
the
12 seconds
time.
on us.
He made up the time on Bruma really fast.
Yeah.
Driver of the day. Who's our driver of the day?
Liam.
Yes!
Or
Bruma.
it's Liam or Bruma. It's quite hard
Bruma.
because
Bruma.
Bruma's
Sorry, I
first
came from
win.
11th to
It's
3rd.
gotta
That's
be
got to be
Bruno.
like driver
To be
of the
fair-
day.
I'd say Lenny was driver of the day.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think it was Hugo actually. When
He made it a
missed the
good
corner, he
400
found out.
meters.
Yeah.
Most of that
definitely
wasn't
got me
even
I
on
Hugo.
the
would
track.
say
Yes,
I would say everyone because we made a very exciting race out of it.
yes.
Out of 11
Yes,
people.
It
So-
always
Yeah.
seems that the
Yeah.
less drivers there are, the more exciting the race is. Because Spain
You know
at
what?
season
Can
2,
Can we just like make an F5 randomly? Just us 11.
yeah,
Can we just say this, okay? That is a race contender to the Mexican Grand Prix in F2. That's
Yes.
how good that was. That
I mean-
Mexican Grand Prix in F2, as Bremer and I know, was amazing.
Shh, I didn't say that.
Anyway,
I think we're gonna end the stream there. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and also share. Feel free to join the league. You can find the website online, and we'll see you next. I won't see you next time because I'm in France, but someone will see you next time. Goodbye.